Where shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
It'll be in the set of sun.
Where's the place?
Upon the heath, there to meet
With Macbeth.
I come, Grimalkin.
Balacles.
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and fill the air.
What bloody man is that? He can report a seaman by his flight of the revolt in your estate.
This is the sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend. Say to the king the knowledge of the broilers thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their arts. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, and for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him. From the western isles of kerns and gallow glasses is applied, and fortune, on his damned crawl smiling, showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak, for brave Macbeth, well, he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution, like valor's minion carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which never shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Most valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
As when the sun gins his reflection, shipwrecking storms and direful thunders break. From the spring, where comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark! No sooner justice had, but valor armed, to compel these skipping currents to trust their heels. No rain lords, trust, serving vantage, which furbished arms, and a new supply of men began a French assault.
This made not this. Our captains, Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as Sparrow Seagulls or Hare the Lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks. So they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe, except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds or memorize another gog that I cannot tell. But I'm faint. My gashes cry for help.
As will thy word become thee as thy wounds. They smack upon them both. Go! Get him, sergeants! comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
What a haste look through his eyes. So should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. Till that Bellona's bridegroom, lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and, to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness.
But now, Sweno, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he dispersed at St. Combs $10,000 to our general use.
No more the Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest.
Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he has lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where have thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Listen, bueno.
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched, and munched, and munched. Give me, quoth I. Anoint thee, witch! Grumpet Ronald cried. Her husband's toilet gone, master of the tiger. But in a sea while to sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee a word.
Thou art kind. And I have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know. I, the shipman's card, I shall drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live, a man forbid. Weary sea nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet he shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have.
Show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb, wrecked us homeward in a gun.
A drum, Macbeth doth come. The
We're sisters hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus to go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace! The charm's wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is called to Forks? What are these so withered and wild in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it? Live you? Or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me by each at once her choppy fingers laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you can, what are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis!
Oh, hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail, Macbeth. And you'll be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail. Hail.
Lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
You should be king. So all hail. Beth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail!
Stay, you perfect speakers, tell me more. By Simon's death I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, the prosperous gentleman of the team, stands not in the prosperity belief. Speak, I told you!
The earth hath bubbles, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed?
With such things here as we do speak about. Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king!
and Thane of Cawdor too, wait it not so.
To the self-same tune in words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend which should be thine or his. Silenced with that, in viewing o'er the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks, nothing afeard of what thyself didst make strange images of death. As thick as tale came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defence, and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And, for an earnestly greater honour, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which edition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he laboured under his country's rack, I know not, but treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis. And Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promise no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown besides Thane of Cawdor, but 'tis strange. And oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in the truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock against my ribs, against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise and nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partner's wrapped.
If chance will have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir.
New honours come upon him. Like our strange garments cleave not to their mould, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me a favour, my dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered with every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us draw the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having weighed it, let us speak a free house each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then enough. Come, friends!
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed us twere careless trifle.
It's no art to find a mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin! The sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wings of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou had less deserved, that proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness' part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants, which do but what they should, by making everything safe toward your love and honour.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labour to make thee full of growing, noble Banquo, which has no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee, and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenty is yours. Wanton in fullness seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and those whose place are the nearest, know that I will establish our estate upon my eldest Malcom, who we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland.
Hail, Prince of Cumberland!
Which honour must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness shall shine on all the service from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labour which is not use for you. I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So, humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor,
the Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down or else or leap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears when it is done to see.
true, my noble Banquo, he is full so valiant. At his commendation I am fed. It is a banquet to Banquo. Ha! Let's after him, whose care has gone before to give us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfect report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time, with hail, king that shalt be. This have I thought good to the liberty, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the juice of rejoicing, by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou hast promised. Yet I do fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great. Art, not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. Thou'dst have, great Glamis, that which cries thus thou must do if thou hast it. and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishest should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and justice with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with you? Who, were it so, would have informed for preparation?
So please you, 'tis true. Our Thane is coming. My fellow has the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, which croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits, which tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me, from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the passage and access to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smokes of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven may peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold! Hold! Great gladness, worthy causes, greater than both by the all hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read of strange matters. To beguile the time, you must look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our days and nights to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favour ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, does approve by his loved mansionry that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. No jutty, frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle where they most breed and haunt. I have observed the air is delicate.
Cece, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, yet still we name it love. Herein I teach you to bid God aisle for your pains, and thank us for your troubles.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves, and what is theirs in compt, to make their audit at your highness' pleasure. Still, to return your own.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We caused him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor. But he rides well, and his great love, sharp as a spur, has helped him to his home before it. Our sweet and honest hostess, we are your guests tonight.
All our service, in every point twice done, then done double, to make our audit at your highness' pleasure.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine post. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his thirsty success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment. Here. That we but teach bloody instructions, which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First as am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will lead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless couriers of there shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that pierce shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now, what news?
He hath almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Have you asked for me?
No, you not he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest cloth, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now, to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time on, such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like a poor cat to the adage?
Prithee, please, I dare do all that may become a man, who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When thou durst do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than the man. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender it is to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipples from its boneless gums and dashed its brains in, had I sworn as you have sworn to this.
If we should fail.
We fail! But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, where to his day's hard journey soundly shall invite him, his chamberlains will I with wine and wassail, so as to convince their memory, the water of the brain shall be but a fume, and receipt of reason a limbic only. When in swinish sleep, their drenched natures lie as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received, when we have marked with blood those sleeper to of his own chamber, and use their very daggers that they have done?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamour roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairer show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12?
I take 'tis later, sir.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Oh, give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
What, sir? You're not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure, sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife withal by name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will became the servant to the fate which else should free have wrought.
All's well. I dreamt last night of the 3 weird sisters. To you they have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it upon some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent when 'tis, it shall make honour for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counselled.
Could you post the while?
Thanks, sir, the like to you.
Go. Bid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get it to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat of present brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or elsewhere for the rest, I see thee still. And on thy blade and dudgeon, cups of blood, which was not so before, there's no such thing. There's no such thing! It is the bloody business that informs thus to mine eyes. Now, or the one half, well, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder alarum by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch. Thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his sighing moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm setter, hear not my steps which way they walk, for fear thy very stones praise of my whereabout. And take the present horror from the time which now suits with it, whilst I thread. He lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold earth give. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven, or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Peace. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman, which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there?
Alack. I am afeard they have awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. I lay the daggers ready, he could not have missed them. Had he not resembled my father as he said, I'd have done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did you not speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended.
I.
Hark, lies in the second chamber.
Donnalbain.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
This one did laugh in sleep, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and again, and they had dressed themselves to sleep.
Or two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and Amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say Amen when they did say God bless us.
Shh, consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could not I pronounce Amen? I had most need of blessing, and Amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Before they heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the rebel sleeve of care. The death of each day's life, sore labour's balm of earth, mind's great nature's second course, chief nourisher and life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cries, sleep no more till thou. Gladness hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do amend your noble thoughts to think so brain-sickly of things. Go, get some water, and wash this filthy witness from you. Why did you bring the daggers from the place? It must lie there. Go, carry them, and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on again, I dare not.
Infernal! Give me the dagger. Sleeping at the dead are blessed pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears the painted devil. If you do bleed, I'll live the faces of his grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Wherefore is that knocking? How is't with me with every noise opposed me? What hands are here? They pluck out mine eye. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnate by making the green one red.
My hands are of your colour, but I shame to wear a heart so white. There's knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark! More knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion calls us to be watchers. Be not lost, so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deeds, for best not know myself. Wait, Duncan, with your case! I would have goods.
That's why we call her Annika. Oh. Here's a knocking indeed. But if man were porter of Hellgate, he should have old turning the key. Ah, knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Mephistopheles? Ah, here's a farmer who hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in, farmer. Have napkins and I'll strewn about you. Here, you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Ah, here's an equivocator who could swear against the scale, on either scale, who committed treason enough, for God's sake, yet could not equivocate into heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Ah! Knock! 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 Ah! Who's there? Ah-ha! Here's a tailor. English tailor. Here from stealing from a French house. Nah. Come in, tailor. Here you can roast your goose. Knock! 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 Never a quiet. Who's there? But, this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil portrait no further. I thought to let in some of all professions, but, that go the primrose way of the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon! I pray you, remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed that you do lie so late?
Aye, sir. We were carousing till the second cock. And drink, sir, is a provoker of 3 great things.
What 3 things does drink especially provoke?
Mere, sir. Nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir. It both provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire. But it takes away the performance. Not too much drink can be said to be an equivocator of lechery. It makes him and it mars him. It sets him on and it takes him off. It persuades him and
It disheartens him. It makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in his sleep and, giving him the lie, leaves him.
Oh, smells like Drink gave thee the urine last night.
That it did, sir. The very thought of me. But I requited him for his lie, and though I think proving too strong for him, though he did take on my leg at some point, yet I made a move to... Yet I made a shift to... Yet I made a shift to... Yet I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy Dane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely upon him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know it's a joyful trouble for you, but yet 'tis one.
The labour we delight in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, but 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint, sir.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, lamentings heard in the air, strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible, of dire events and confused events, new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamoured the livelong night, and some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
A young remembrance cannot parallel fellow to it.
Oh, horror, horror, horror! Tongue no heart cannot conceive no name thee!
What's the matter?
What's the matter?
Confusion hath made its masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke open the Lord's anointed temple and stole from thence the life of the building.
What is you say the lie?
Mean you his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight on a new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murdering treason! Malcom! Donnalbain! Banquo, awake! Shake off this dowry sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself. Up! Up and see the great doom's image! Malcom! Banquo! As from your graves, rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror.
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls the party to sleepers of the house? Speak, speak!
Oh, gentle ladies, it's not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in the woman's ears would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, Banquo! Our royal master's murdered.
Oh, alas! What? In our house? Too cruel anywhere! Dear Duff, I prithee, contradict thyself. Say it is not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived but blessed time. For from this instant there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere least is left this boat to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are and do not know. The fountain, the head, the spring of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
By whom?
Those of his chamber had seen it done it. Their hands and faces were all bagged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted, and no man's life was to be trusted with them.
Yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
What
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gash stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There the murderers, steeped in the colours of their trade, their daggers unmannily breached with gore. Who could refrain, that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make love known?
Help me!
Look to the lady!
Why do we hold our tongues that both may claim this argument for ours?
How it should be spoken here. Should our fate hidden in our whole rush and seize us. That's away. Our tears are not yet brewed.
Our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady. And when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer now in exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand! And thence, against undivulged pretense, I fight. Of treasonous malice!
And so do I.
So all! Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not contend with them. Show an unfelt sorrows in office which the false man does easy. I'll to England.
To Ireland, aye. Our separated fortune will keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles. The near in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted. And our safest ways to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse. And let's not be dainty in leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
I can remember well, within the volume of which time I've seen hours dreadful and things strange, but this sore night trifles former knowings.
Good father, thou seest the heavens as troubled with man's act threatens his bloody state. By the clock 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the travelling lamp. Is't night's predominance o'er the day's shame, that darkness does the face of earth entomb, and living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural, even like thee that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in her pride of place, was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed.
And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung out, contending against obedience as they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
They did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon them. Here comes the good Macduff. How goes the world, sir? Now?
Why, see you not?
Is known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas, the day. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcom and Donnalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them the suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still. Thriftless ambition, that will raven up thine own life's means. Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named, and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Colmkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin. I'll to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu. Lest our old roles fit easier than our new.
Farewell, father.
God's venison go with you, and with all those who would make good of bad, and friend of foe.
Thou hast it now, King, Cawdor, Glamis, all. As the weird women promised. And I fear thou playedst most foully for it. Yet, 'twas said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are, with a most indissoluble tie, forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council, but we'll take tomorrow. Is fire ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill the time twixt this and supper. Go my horse not the better, I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, when therewithal shall have cause of state, craving us jointly. Hie to horse, adieu to return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. Sir, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing but to be safely thus. Our face in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valet to act in safety. There is none but he, who I do fear. And under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon them, and bade them speak to him. Then prophet-like they hailed him, father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren sceptre in my gripe, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If be so, for Banquo's issue have I found my mind. For them the gracious Duncan have I murdered, put rancors in the vessel of my peace only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come, fate into the list and champion me to the utterance. Who's that? Now go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was. Oh, so please your highness.
Well then, now, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in the times past which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to in our last conference, passed in probation with you how you were born in hand, how crossed the instruments who brought with them, and all things else that might to half a soul and to an ocean craze say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and begged yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue you go for men. As hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shougs, water-rugs, and demi-wolves are kept all by the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, every one according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in him closed, whereby he does receive particular vision from the bill that writes them all alike, and so of men. Now, if you have a station in the file, not in the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I will put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who we are health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world hath so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world. And I another, so weary with disaster, tugged with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance to rid it or mend it.
Both as you know, Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrust against my day of life. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will about it, yet I must not. For certain friends there are both his and mine, whose love I must keep, and wail his fall, who I myself struck down. Thence it is that I to you make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us. Though our lives...
Your spirit shines through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with the perfect spire of the time, the moment on't, what must be done tonight, and something from the palace. Always thought that I require a clearness, and with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, his son that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart, I'll come to an all.
We're resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded, Banquo. Thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Naught's had, all spent, where our desires got without content. 'Tis safer to become that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died along with those whom they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself whilst our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint. Both the worlds suffer, and we will eat our meal in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the restless mind to lie in ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst, nor malice. Poison, steel, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on gently, my lord. Sleek over your rugged looks. Look bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I love, and so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue. Unsafe the while that we must lave our honours in these flattering streams, and make our faces vices to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his Fleance live.
But in them nature's copies not eternal.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thou, Johansson. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate summons the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums have rung night's yawning peal. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
The innocent of the knowledge dearest chuck to thou applaud thee. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, whilst night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvels at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee go with me.
But who did bid thee join with us? Macbeth. He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the lated traveller apace to gain the timely inn. And near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear horses.
Give us a light there! Ho!
Then 'tis he. The rest that are within the note of expectation are already in the court.
His horses go about?
Almost a mile, but he does usually so all men do, from hence to the palace gate, maketh their walk.
A light, 'tis he. Stand to it. will be rain tonight.
Let it come down! Oh, treachery! Fly, good Fleance! Fly, fly, fly! Thou mayst revenge! Ah! 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 Oh, slave.
Who did strike out the light? Was it not the way? There's but one down. The sun is fled.
We've lost best half of our affair.
Well, let's away and say what is done.
You know you're in the grease. Sit down. At first and last, a hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends. For my heart speaks, they are welcome.
See, they encounter thee with our thanks. Both sides are even here, I'll sit in the midst. Be large in mirth, and none will drink and measure the table round. There's blood upon thy face.
'Tis Banquo's day.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is it dispatched?
Aye, my lord. His throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the non-power.
Most royal sir, Fleance is escaped.
When comes my fit again? I had else been perfect, as whole as the marble, as founded as the rock, as broad and generous the casing air, but now I am cabin, cribbed, confined, bound in two saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo say,
Aye, my good lord. Safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes in his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature, that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold, that is not opened out. While 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed, we're best at home. From thence the source to meat were ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion, weight on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness, sit.
Here had we now our country's honoured roof, were the graced person of our Banquo present, whom may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here's a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What? My good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it! Never take thy gory lungs at me!
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit! Worthy friends, my lord is often thus and hath been since his youth. I pray you keep seated. The fit is monumentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him, and extend his passion. Feed, and regard him not. Oh, man.
I am a bold one that dare look on that fish might have pulled the devil.
Proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the act or dagger which you said led you to Duncan. All these flaws and starts, imposters of truth here, would well become a woman's story by a winter's fire, authorized by the grandeur. Shame itself! Why'd you make such faces? When all is done, you look rather still.
Oh, please, behold, look, see! Why, what can I say? If thou canst not speak too, if charnel houses and our graves most and those that we bury back our monument shall be the most of guide.
What? What a landed folly!
Why stand here, I saw it.
Run! For shame!
Blood hath been shed ere now in the olden time, ere humane statute purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since 2 murders have been performed, too terrible for the air. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die and there an end, but now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My royal lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all, then I sit down. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to a dear friend Banquo, whom we miss would he were here. To all and him we first, and all to all.
Our duties and
labor! And quit thy time! Let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure.
Approach thou like a rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros of the Hawk and tiger. Take any shape by that, and my firm nerve shall never tremble, or be alive again. And dare me to the desert with thy sword, if trembling I inhabit, then protest me the baby of a girl. Hands, horrible shadow, hungry and mockery hands! Why, so being gone, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
Have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be? And overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder. You make me strange even to the disposition that I owe. No, and now I think you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine are blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
Oh, I pray you speak. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health. Attend his majesty.
A kind good night to you all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Organs and understood relations have by magpies and cocks and rooks brought forth the secret man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Hath you sent for him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the wed sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood stepped in so far, should I wait no returning were as tedious as go o'er. Strange things I have in heart that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the seasons of all nature. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that once hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
How now, Hecate? You look angrily.
Heaven of reason! Beldams, as you are, saucy and overbold! How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death, and I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was not called upon to bear my part, or show the glory of our art. And, which is worse, all you have done hath been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, loves for his own ends, not for you! But make amends now. Get thee gone. And at the pit of Archeron, meet me at the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything besides. I am for the air. This night I shall spend upon a dismal and a fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon. Upon the corner of the moon hangs a vaporous drop profound. I shall catch it ere it come to ground, and that, distilled by magic sleights, shall raise such artificial sprites as, by the strength of their illusion, shall draw him on to his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes of wisdom, grace, and fear. And as you know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark! I am cold. My little spirit sea sits in a foggy bank and stays for me.
Is she gone? I think so. Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again. Oh no!
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret farther only I say that things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Mary was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late. And whom you may say, if it please you, Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought of how monstrous it was for Malcom and for Donnalbain to kill their gracious father? A damned fact! How did grieve Macbeth? Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents stare that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was it not that nobly done? And wisely too, for it would have angered any heart alive to hear the man deny it. So that I say he has borne all things well. And I do not think that had he Duncan's sons under his key, as in pleased heaven he shall not, they should find what it were to kill a father, and so should Fleance. But peace, because from broad words and because he filled his presence at the tyrant feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell me where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received by the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune takes nothing from his high respect. Thither Macduff has gone to pray the holy king upon his aid to wake Northumberland on warlike Seward, that, by the help of these, and him above to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honors, all of which we pine for now. And this report is so exasperate the king, he prepares for some attempt of war.
And sent he to Macduff?
He did. With an absolute sir not I, the cloudy messenger turns me his back and hums, as who should say, you'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer.
And that well might. Advise him to caution, it'll hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England, and afford this message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to this, our suffering country, under our hands accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Thrice the blinded cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge-ping wind. Have you guys? 'Tis time! 'Tis time!
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrance throw. Toads that at the cold stone days and nights hath 31 sweltered venom sleeping got. Go thou first in charmed pots.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning cauldron bubble! Fillet of a penny snake, in the cauldron boiling big. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and howler's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a health-broke bowl bubble!
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron power.
Scale of dragon to the wall. Which is mommy? More and go. Of the living soul, save shot. Root of hemlock, take Linderoth. Finger of very strangled death. It's delivered by a dread. Make the glue thick and slap. And they do, and I just shouldn't. For the ingredients of a cold.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with a baboon's blood. Then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the gain. And now about the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
By the prinking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
Come now, you secret black and midnight hags. What is't you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess, however you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees plumb down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though the treasure of nature's gerbils tumble all together, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
The man!
Say, would thou'st rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters?
Call him, let me see him.
Pour in Saul's blood that had eaten her nine Pharaoh. Grease sweating from the murderous gibbet throw into the flame. Come high or low, thyself and office deftly show.
No! Tell me, thy unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear him speak, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware, Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me. Enough.
Whatever thou art for thy good caution, thank. Thou hast helped my fear right, but one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here is another one, more potent than the first.
Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
Had I 3 years, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies in sleep in spite of thunder. What is this that rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty.
Listen, but speak not to it!
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be, until great Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound roots, sweet bowman's good. Rebellious head rise never, to the wood of Burnham rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, and pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more!
I will be satisfied! Then I need this, and eternal curse fall on you! Let me know! I think's that cauldron. And what noise is this?
Show!
Show! Show!
Show his eyes and grieve his heart! Come like shadows, so depart!
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown thou seam eyeballs and thy hair! Thou art the gold-bound brow is like the first, the third is like the former. Hacks like you to me. Another yet. Start eyes, what with the line stretched out to the crack of doom? The seventh I'll see no more, and yet the eighth appears to bears a glass which shows me many more. And some I see the twofold balls and treble scepters carry. Horrible sight, now I see 'tis true. For the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What is this so?
Aye, sir, that is so. But say, why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, let us cheer his sprites and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound while you perform your antics round. So this great king may kindly say, our duties did, his welcome pay!
Where are they? Gone. Let this pernicious hour stand day accursed in the calendar. Come in without that.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the wed sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horse. Who was came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord. They bring you word. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my lord.
Time. Thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flighty purpose never is or took unless the deed go with it. And even now, to crown my thoughts with act, the castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool. But no more sights. Come, bring me where they are.
You must have patience, madam.
Yet none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears to make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? Wisdom. To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansions, and his titles to a place whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. The poor run the most diminutive of birds will, but her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear and nothing is the love, as little is the wisdom, where flight so runs against so reason.
My dearest cuz, I pray you, school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further. But cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea, each way and move. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Fathered he is. And yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool. Should I stay longer, it would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah. Your father is dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What? With worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird. Thou'st never feared the net, nor lime the pitfall, nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds they are not set for. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I could buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy them to sell again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet I faith would enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye. That he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
Be they all traitors that do so?
Every one that does so is a traitor, and must be hanged.
Must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Every one.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools. For there are enough liars and swearers here now to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Now God help thee. Poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If you'd not, it'd be a sure sign that I should soon have a new father.
Poor Pratt, how this talks.
Bless you, fair dame. I'm not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here. Hence, with your little one. To fright you thus, methinks, I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I've done no harm. But I remember now I'm in its earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometimes accounted dangerous folly. Why then do I put up that womanly defense to say I've done no harm? Peace. Thesis.
Where's your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shaggy-eyed villain!
What, you egg? Young try treachery!
Mother! No! Mother! Mother! Mother!
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall and birth them. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry. New sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland, and yelled out like syllable of dollar.
What I believe, I'll wail. What no believe, and what I can redress, as I shall find the time to, friend, I will. What you have said, it may be so perchance. This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil at an imperial charge. But I shall crave your pardon, that which you are my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I find my doubts, for why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking? I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonours, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is afeard. Fare thee well. I would not be the villain that thou think'st, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it ever had before. More suffer, more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
And what should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the vices grafted so particular, that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the estate esteem him as a lamb, being compared with mine confineless harm.
Not in the legions of horrid hell could a devil more damned in evil come to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there is no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill the cistern of my lust, and my desire, all continent impediments would o'erbear that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. Yet do not fear to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious most plenty, and yet seem cold the time may so hoodwink. We have willing dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many, as great as to dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this, there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a staunchless avarice that were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels or this man's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more. That I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper and grows with more pernicious root than summer-seeking lust. Yet do not fear, Scotland hath poisons to fill up your will of your mere own. All these are portable with other graces weighing.
But I have none! The king becoming graces as justice, verity, temperance, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, stableness. I have no relish of them but abound in the division of each several tribe acting in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell and uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Oh, Scotland, Scotland.
If such a one be fit to govern, speak! I am, as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. With an untitled tyrant's bloody sceptred, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that the truest interdiction of thy throne's sons accuse and does blasphemous breed? Your royal father was a most saintly king. The queen that bore thee, often upon her knees and on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou of peace upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff. This noble passion, child of integrity, have from my soul wiped the black scruples and reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honour. Devilish Macbeth hath by many of these ways sought to win me into his power, but God above deal between thee and me. For even now, I put myself to thy direction and unspeak mine own detraction. Here, abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself, as mere strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn. Scarcely have coveted what was mine own, at no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than in life. What I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. Whither, indeed, before thy here approach, old Seward, along with 10,000 warlike men, were already setting point. Now, we'll together, and our chance for goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile.
Well, more anon. Comes the king forth, I pray you?
Aye, sir. There are a crew of wretched souls that stay his cure. Their malady convinces the greatest say of art. But at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven given his hand. They presently amend.
I thank you, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the evil. The most miraculous work in this good king. He hath the heavenly gift of prophecy, and sundry blessings hang about his throne that speak him full of grace.
So who comes here?
My countryman. Yet I know him not.
Oh, my ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, be times removed the means to make us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is there scarce asked for, who and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying, or ere they see.
O relation, too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why? Well?
And all my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant is not battered at their peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did
But
leave them.
be not a skinflint of your speech. How goes it?
When I came hither to transport the tidings which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumour of many worthy fellows that were out, which was to my belief witness the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Beat their comfort. We are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good Seward, along with 10,000 men, an older and better soldier none than Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like. But I have words that would be howled out in the desert air, where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause? Or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner were on the quarry of these murdered deer. To add the death of you.
Merciful heaven. What? Man, near pull your hat upon your brows. Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the overfraught heart and bids it break.
My children too.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence my wife killed too!
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children! Oh, gentle heavens, did you say all? Oh, hellkite, all? What? All my pretty chickens and the dam at one fell swoop!
Dispute it like a man!
I shall do so! But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember when such things were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Oh, sinful Macduff! They were all struck for thee. Not for their own, not for their own, but for mine. Thou slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Beat the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart. You must enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes and drag it with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short all intermission front to front. Bring now this fiend of Scotland, and myself within my sword's length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights with you watched, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty has been in the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. All this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature, to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
Ah, but you may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
How came she by that light?
It stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense are shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her, seen thus, washing her hands. I've known her to continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's the spot.
Hark! She speaks. I will set down what comes from her, satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out! Damned spot, out, I say. 1, 2. Why, then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky! Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier, and afeard. What need we fear those who know it, when none can call our power to account? Yet who would have thought the old man had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
Same if I had life. Where is she now? What will his hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You marvel with the starting.
Go to. Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has said what she should not. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this land. Oh! Oh!
Oh, what a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my chest for the dignity of the whole body.
Well, well, well.
Pray God it be, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep, who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Yet on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you, yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of one's grave.
Even so.
To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come. Come, 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 come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Will she now go to bed?
Most likely.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Take care of her. Remove from her all means of annoyance, yet keep a close eye upon her. So, good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, Doctor.
The English power is near, led on by Malcom, his uncle Sidward, and the good Macduff. Revenge burns in them for their dear causes, to whose the bleeding and the grim alarm excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we meet them. That way are they coming. Who knows if Donnalbain be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. Their Siward's son, and many unrough youths that even now protest their first of manhood.
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But for certain he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel his secret murders sticking to his hands. Minutely, revolts upbraid his faith breach. Those he command move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarvish thief.
Who then shall blame his pestered sense recoil and start, but all that is in him condemns itself for being there?
Well, march we on, to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly wheel, and with him pour we in our country's perch, each drop of us.
Or so much as it needs, to dew the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. Make we our march towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports, let them fly, oh. Till Burnham would remove to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus, fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly false sayings and mingle with English epicures. There, mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced goon. Where gost thou that goose look?
There's 10,000.
Keith villain!
Maybe. But also soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. What soldiers way face?
The English force so please you.
Take thy face then! Satan! I am sick at heart when I behold Satan, I say. This push will shear me ever or deceit me now. I am sick at heart when I behold Satan, I say. I have lived long enough. This way of love I must not look to have. Love, obedience, lover, honor instead. Curses not loud but deep. Breath of honor. which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not say that!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news, Lord?
All is confirmed, my lord, as was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor!
'Tis not needed.
I'll
Yet.
I'll put it on. Send out Moses. Skirt the country road. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me my armor! How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she's troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind deceased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow. Cancel out the troubles of the brain, and with some sweet oblivious antidote, cancel that stuffed bosom that weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Oh, throw physic to the dogs, and none of it. Give me my honor. Give me my staff. Satan, send out! Doctor, the fanes fly from me. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water off my land. Find her deceits. Purge it to a sound and pristine health. I would applaud thee to the very echoes that should applaud again. Put off, I say! What rhubarb senna or what purgative drug would scour these English heads? Hast thou of them?
Aye, my lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death and painted. Burnham would become to that sin name.
Were I from Dunsinane away in Clare, Crawford again should hardly draw me in.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
What wood is this?
The woods of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the number of our host and make discovery ere in report of us.
It
shall be done!
We learn no other but that the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope, for where there is advantage to be given, both more and less have given him the revolt, and none serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
And I'll just send you to tend the true event and put me on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will, with due decision, make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative, their unsure hopes relate, but certain issues strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war!
Put out our banners on the outward walls, the cry still they come! Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn here. Let them lie till the famine and the ague eat them up. What What is that noise?
'Tis the cry of women, my lord.
I have almost forgot the taste of faith. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek. And my fellow fair would at a dismal treatise rouse and stir as life for in. I am fed up with horror. Direness familiar to my own slaughterous thoughts cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, breathe, candle. That's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story, quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, miss.
As I stood my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon, methought, the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath, if it be not so, but within this 3 mile may you see it coming, I say, a moving grove.
If thou speakst false upon the next tree, thou shalt hang alive to violently! If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I put in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not, Macbeth, till Burnham wood become to Dunsinane, and our wood comes toward Dunsinane. Arm and out! If this which he avouches does appear, there is no flying hence, nor tarrying here. I begin to be aware of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow, wind, come, rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now near enough. Your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battlements. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon us what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make our trumpets sound, give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death!
sake I cannot fly, but fare like I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one I am to fear or none.
What is thy name?
Thou be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a harder name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
Devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, no more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorrent tyrant! With my sword, I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
Thou wast born of woman. But swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by man that's of a woman born.
That way the noise comes. Tyrant! Show thy face! If thou be slain with no stroke of mine, oh, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Is it thou, Macbeth, or else my sword I sheathe again unneeded? There thou shouldst be by this great clatter, one of greatest note seems unbruited. Let me find him, fortune! And more, I beg not.
This way, my lord. The castle's gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. Our noble thanes do bravely in the war. The day almost itself professes yours, and little is to do.
We've met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir. The castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? Whilst I see lies the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, you dire dog-hound of hell!
Of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou art bloodier than times can give thee out.
Let's pour thy blade on vulnerable Chris. I bear charmed life which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel who thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Cursed be the tongue that tells me so, free doth count my better part of man. And be these damned things no more believed that hold with us in double sense and bring thee to our home. I'll not fight with thee!
Yield thee, coward! And live to be the gaze and show of the time. We'll have thee as our romances are painted upon a pole, and under it, here you may see the time.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, though a false being of no woman born. Lay on Macduff and damn me in the first right home then love.
And with the friends we miss, we're safe arrived.
Some must go off, and yet by these I see so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Your noble son is missing.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived but till he was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station where he fought. But like a man he died.
Then he is dead.
I am brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before him?
I, on the front.
Why then, God's soldier be he. Had I as many sons as I have hairs, I would not wish them to a fairer death.
And so his knell is known.
He's worth more sorrow. And that I'll spend for him.
He is worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score. And so, God be with him. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee encompassed with thy kingdom's pearl, whose salutations speak in their mind, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves, and make us even with you, my thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honour named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who as 'tis thought by self and violent hands took off her own life. This, and what needful else calls upon us, by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.